It began with small power cuts in Bangalore, first in the busy lanes of KR Market, then spreading to Koramangala's tech hubs. ATM screens went blank near Commercial Street, and traffic signals at Brigade Road started malfunctioning. Hospitals on MG Road experienced power failures during crucial moments. Most thought it was just a technical glitch, but Arjun Nair, an ethical hacker from Kerala, suspected something more dangerous was at play. Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India, was under siege, and Arjun was about to uncover one of the biggest cyber attacks in history. Arjun had left behind the high-stakes world of hacking. Now he worked from his quiet apartment in Indiranagar, freelancing as a cybersecurity consultant. His mornings began with the comforting aroma of filter coffee, brewing on the stove as he gazed out at the greenery of Cubbon Park, a scene that reminded him of Kerala's peaceful backwaters. He often sought comfort in the simple pleasures of the city, eating breakfast at local Darshini restaurants, savoring idlis and vadas, or a quick plate of Bisibal bath from a street vendor. One evening, while preparing his dinner, puttu and kadala curry, he received an urgent message from his friend Meera, a journalist known for her fearless investigations. The message read, "Arjun, this is very important. We need to meet." Meera had been investigating Sovereign Technologies, a tech giant based in Electronic City, and discovered a series of strange data breaches, files vanishing, power backups failing without reason. She suspected foul play from within the company, but she couldn't pin down the culprit. When Arjun decrypted the file she sent, the code within was something he had never seen before, a highly advanced set of algorithms capable of controlling entire city grids. The unsettling part? It wasn't just Bangalore that was at risk, it was the whole country. But what disturbed Arjun the most was that the code looked eerily familiar. It was similar to something he had written years ago during a top-secret project in the US. Just then, his laptop screen flickered and a message appeared. "Stay out of this, Arjun. You have no idea what you're dealing with." Someone was watching him. The next day, Arjun's usual routine, walking through the serene paths of Lal Bagh, felt different. The calm streets of Indiranagar now seemed ominous, and every auto-rickshaw ride down MG Road felt charged with tension. He had the uncomfortable feeling that he was being followed. The more he delved into Sovereign systems, the stranger things became. His phone calls were being mysteriously cut off, bank accounts showed unexpected errors, and even his home Wi-Fi began acting strangely. Late one night, while combing through old emails from Meera, the power in his apartment suddenly went out. In the faint light of his laptop's dying battery, he saw a figure move outside his window. Footsteps echoed on the empty street. Someone was trying to break in. Panicking, Arjun grabbed his essentials and bolted. He flagged down an auto-rickshaw and asked the driver to take him to a lodge in Basavanagudi, hoping to find refuge in a less frequented area. He spent the night in a small dingy room near Bull Temple Road, uneasy and paranoid. The next morning, he learned from the news that Meera had gone missing. His heart sank. Not only was he being hunted, but his only ally had disappeared. Arjun buried himself in days of hacking, surviving on dosas and quick meals from nearby street stalls, desperate for answers. The hum of the city, the honking horns of auto-rickshaws, and the distant sound of temple bells blended into a background symphony of tension. After sleepless nights of digging through encrypted files, he uncovered a shocking truth. The cyber attacks on Bangalore were a diversion. The real plan was far more dangerous. Someone intended to shut down the national power grid. He discovered encrypted communications between sovereign executives and a shadowy figure known as Vikram Rao, a former employee of the company. Vikram had been fired after attempting to expose illegal activities at Sovereign related to AI weapon systems. Now, he was back, using his insider knowledge to exact revenge. But Vikram's plans extended beyond Sovereign. He wanted to cripple the entire country's infrastructure, not just to settle a personal score, but to expose how deeply corrupt the tech industry had become. Mira, it seemed, was only a pawn in Vikram's dangerous game. The countdown had begun. Vikram's virus was set to trigger a blackout across India, starting with Bangalore's major power grids. Arjun tracked Vikram to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Banagata, near the national park. The air outside smelled of wet soil, a lingering scent of the monsoon season. Inside, the dimly lit room buzzed with old computers and servers. Monitors displayed lines of code flashing furiously as Vikram worked to finalize his plan. Arjun had only moments to act. Vikram, standing calmly, looked at Arjun with a knowing smile, confident that his plan couldn't be stopped. The system was rigged. Any wrong move would cause the blackout to occur immediately. Arjun's mind raced as the clock ticked down. In those last tense seconds, he remembered an old loophole in the AI code, something only he knew about from his work on the classified project. With swift precision, he manipulated the code and successfully shut down the virus just as the countdown reached its final seconds. Vikram was arrested, but the aftermath was devastating. The public had been made aware of the vulnerabilities in India's national systems. Sovereign technologies, embroiled in scandal, faced investigations. Mira was found alive, shaken but unharmed, though Vikram had used her as bait to lure Arjun deeper into his plan. Life in Bangalore slowly returned to normal. The chaotic energy of the city's streets resumed, the sound of auto rickshaw horns, the calls of street vendors selling chutney-laden snacks, and the smell of fresh biryani from roadside stalls filled the air once again. Arjun, however, knew that this was only the beginning. Cybersecurity had become the new battleground, and Bangalore, with its sprawling tech industries and rapid growth, would remain a target. Sipping on a hot cup of filter coffee, Arjun watched the sun rise over Ulsur Lake, contemplating the future. He knew that for every Vikram out there, another would eventually rise, ready to exploit the cracks in the system.